How much of Ukrainian history needs to be rewritten is a very, very deep question. Um, the simple answer, of course, is everything, or nearly everything. Because there was severe censorship, because everything was tilted in a certain direction, and because so much was left out, and other things were distorted. So in a way, those people who feel that everything should be rewritten were correct. More profound questions are, how do you do that? And what are you going to replace it with? In this particular book that we're discussing today, I tackle one aspect of that, and that's Ukraine's relation with the outside world. And in my book, I promote the thesis that Ukraine was not always isolated, that it does have some very rich connections with the outside world, that these have to be explored and written about. And that's what I tried to do in this particular book. And I was faced with some problems because because of the leftovers of censorship, it was hard to get some materials. It was hard to look them up. It was hard to find out what the story was. And I think this book is pioneering in a way, and others will come later on and go in greater depth in many of the aspects that I've explored here. For example, pilgrims. You know, I've mentioned pilgrims to you before. There's no book on Ukrainian pilgrims in the Middle East. There's no book about Ukrainian pilgrimage to Jerusalem, that sort of thing. There's no book about Ukrainian artists visiting the Middle East, and many of them did, and I discussed some of them in this book. There's no book about Ukrainian exiles and political activists working in the Ottoman Empire, or for that matter in Iran, and there were some. And there are many other aspects of the outside world that are ignored or have been ignored in Ukrainian history up to today. And the political exiles in particular hit the nail right on the head, because we were faced with censorship in this area, and now we can talk about it. But we have to move through a minefield. We have to discover new things and tell a new story. And I've only just begun to tell the story, and others will come after me, I'm sure.